Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Swim England East Region 2021 Short Course Championships, session number 5, live here at Luton, Inspire Luton Sports Village. We had a fantastic day of swimming yesterday, some really exhilarating races, particularly those relays at the end of the sessions in the finals as well. Hopefully that swimming is going to be replicated. We're going to have some ecstatic racing today. We've got a fantastic lineup for you. We've got the women's 200 metres individual medley, the 50 metres backstroke for the men, the women's 50 metres freestyle. Now that's going to be an exciting one. The men's 200 metres breaststroke, the women's 200 metres breaststroke, the men and the women's 100 metres butterfly, the men's 100 metres individual medley, and to round the session off today, we have the women's 400 metres freestyle. And of course, none of this would be possible without our fantastic team of officials and volunteers. And let me introduce to you our lead officials for session number 5. Our referees for today are Stuart Murray. He's joined by Joan Wheeler, Keith Belton and Jane O'Brien down on the poolside. And the starter for today's session is Mark Pickering. And of course, you can catch up with all of the live results via the Sports Systems website. Catch up on the results from yesterday and the day before, as well as the heats in this session and in sessions after this. And of course, you can relive all of the action via the Swim England East Region YouTube channel. Rewatch some of those races and hopefully get some technical feedback on those as well. Starting off the day, then we have event 501, the Women's Open 200 metres individual medley. This will be swum over 8 heats. Heat 1, referee. In lane number 3 there, we have from Flitwick, Ida Corcoran. In lane 4, Caitlin McNichols from Devon. And in lane number 5, Mwaba Mubwasa of Norwich Swan. So we're just waiting for confirmation there of that official result for heat number 1 of the women's 200 metres individual medley. Could I ask that we also have competitors for event 502, the men's open 50 metres backstroke, to make their way to the marshalling area, please? We now move on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee. In lane number 2 from Norwich Swan, we have Francesca Salmon. Lane number 3 from Berkhamsted is Tamsin Moran. Lane 4 is Ava Wilson of Newhall. Holly Hawkins of Basildon and Phoenix goes in lane number 5. Team Luton's Menna Walmsley in lane number 6. And in lane number 7, Molly Brundle of Royston. Coming to the halfway stage here, Menna Walmsley of Team Luton in second, only by a fraction though. Holly Hawkins in first, Molly Brundle in second position there, followed by 0.6 by Ava Wilson in lane number 4. Final turn then for Holly Hawkins of Basildon and Phoenix in lane number 5. She's managed to extend her lead from the halfway stage there. Menna Walmsley possibly dropping down into third, but Ava Wilson of Newhall coming up there, and on the touch it's going to be Holly Hawkins first, Ava Wilson second, and Menna Walmsley in third. And confirmation of the official result on your screen now. We now move on to heat number 3, referee. Could I please ask that all boys for event 502, the men's open 50 metres backstroke, make their way to the marshalling area, please. That's all men for the 50 metres backstroke to make their way to the marshalling area, please. Heat number 3 of the 200 metres individual medley, though. In lane number 1, we have from Hatfield, Caitlin Hartley. Lane number 2 from Watford, Kira Beaver. Lane 3, Isabella Porzio of Putteridge. Jessica Watson of Modernian goes in lane number 4. Jessica Mahoney of the City of Peterborough in 5. She's joined by her teammate Isabel Cameron in lane number 6. Elias Deferall of Thurrock goes in lane 7. And in lane number 8, from the City of Peterborough, Lily Davis.
Go, Caitlin.
With 50 metres to go then, Jessica Watson in lane number 4 leading the way here, but Lily Davis on the outside of the city of Peterborough in lane number 8 starting to come up here, possibly a threat to her. Isabella Porzio of Putteridge in lane number 3 in 3rd position. As we come down to the home straight here, it's looking very tight between Jessica Watson and Lily Davis in 4 and 8. Isabella Porzio very, very close to that as well, but taking the win here in heat number 3 is Lily Davis of Peterborough. Jessica Watson gets 3rd, with Isabella Porzio managing to slip in there in 2nd position in lane number 3. And we just await confirmation of the official results, which should appear on your screen now, and there they are. Heat 4, referee. In lane 1 from Leighton Buzzard, we have Abigail Bright. Lane 3, Greta Goddard of Colchester. Imogen Bloomfield of the City of Cambridge goes in 4. Charlotte Tree of Colchester in 5. Charlotte Stanford of St. Felix School goes in lane number 6. Lane 7 is Lexi O'Connor of Basildon and Phoenix. And Eleanor Craig of Watford goes in lane number 8. Final 50 metres there, and Charlotte Sanford of St. Felix School, she's leading the way, followed by Charlotte Tree in lane number 5, Imogen Bloomfield in lane 4, as well as Lexi O'Connor in 4th place here. All of the action seems to be taking place on the near side of the pool, the bottom of your screens. It is going to be very close at the turn there, not much in it at all between Lexi O'Connor and Charlotte Sanford in 7 and 6 here. It looks like Charlotte Tree, though, is starting to make headroom here. Final few strokes for her, and she's going to be taking the touch here. 2:29.59. Charlotte Stanford gets 2nd. Imogen Bloomfield gets 3rd. We now move on then to heat number 5. Over to you, referee. In lane number 1 from Harpenden, we have Emma Craig. Lane 2 is Tess Wilsley of Newmarket. Megan Donovan of the City of Peterborough goes in 3. Madeline Latimer Hicks of St Felix School goes in 4. Lane 5 is Lily Bremer of Devon. Lane 6 is Rebecca Smith of Norwich Swan. Lane number 7 is Rhiannon Carrick of Dunstable. And in lane number 8, Holly Driver of St Felix School. I have a disqualification to report. Event number 501, Heat 3, Lane 3 for a technical infraction. That's event 501, Heat 3, Lane 3 for a technical infraction. At the halfway station, we have City of Peterborough's Megan Donovan in the lead there. Not by an awful lot, it must be said. Madeline Latimer Hicks in 3rd. And Emma Craig in 3rd there, over in lane number 1. But the scores on the doors may be a little bit different as we enter the final 50 metres at the other turn onto the freestyle leg. .50 metres to go then. Madeline Latimer Hicks takes first position. Megan Donovan in 2nd. Rebecca Smith in 3rd there. Not too much of a distance between Madeline and Megan. Still could be acceptable to catch up, but as we come out of the final turn, then it does look like Madeline Latimer Hicks of St Felix Schools paced this perfectly, and she's going to be coming into the final few strokes for herself, touching with a time of 2:29.01. Megan Donovan only slightly behind there. 2nd position for her, 2:31.1. And in 3rd position, Rebecca Smith, 2:32.62. Moving on then to heat number 6, referee. In lane number 1, then from Chelmsford, we have Alexia Mann. Lane 2, Hannah Willis of the City of Peterborough. Charlotte Norman of Team Ipswich goes in 3. Ruby Wheeler of Basildon and Phoenix in 4. Ellie O'Keefe of the City of Cambridge goes in lane number 5. Megan Pye of the City of Norwich goes in 6. Lane number 7 is Mia Lowe of Basildon and Phoenix. And Macy Dexter goes in lane 8 for the City of Cambridge. At the halfway stage then, Ellie O'Keefe is in the lead. Megan Pye in 2nd, and 3rd at the moment goes to Ruby Wheeler in lane number 4. All of these girls, as we start to come on to the final heats, the final 3 heats are always seeded a little bit differently, but all of these ladies are going to be aiming to get into this evening's final, where they'll have to swim it all over again, ladies and gentlemen. Ellie O'Keefe seems to be holding off any threat from Megan Pye and Ruby Wheeler in lane number 6 and 4. As we now turn on to the final 50 metres, which is, of course, the freestyle. Will Ellie O'Keefe be able to hold on? Ruby Wheeler has increased her distance to her. As we turn on to the final 25 metres, though, it is Ruby Wheeler. She has taken the lead from Ellie O'Keefe there. Megan Pye in 3rd position, but Ruby Wheeler there of Basildon and Phoenix powering into the final 5 metres here, where she's going to be taking first position there. 2:23.13. Ellie O'Keefe gets second, 2:24.09, and Megan Pye gets third, 2:26.53. Will that be a good enough time to get Ruby Wheeler into the final? We will have to wait and see as we prepare to move on to heat number 7. And indeed, that is what we are on at the moment. Heat number 7. Over to you, referee. In lane number 1 from Basildon and Phoenix, we have Daisy Manning. Kiara Wookie of Colchester goes in 2. Sky Carter of Basildon and Phoenix in 3. Sarah Kowalski of Hatfield goes in lane number 4. Lane 5 is Matilda Ransom of the City of Cambridge. Lane 6 of Basildon and Phoenix is Tia Gardner. Leah Whiteman of West Norfolk goes in 7. And Francesca Key of Thurrock goes in lane number 8. Halfway station, Sarah Kowalski is in first, Sky Carter in second, Matilda Ransom in third, but Sarah really starting to give a little bit of different distance between herself and Sky and Matilda on either side of her. Sarah had some fantastic swims yesterday, a jam-packed day yesterday, and I'm sure it's going to be jam-packed today as well as we turn on to the final 50 metres here. Sarah still in front, Matilda Ransom still in second position, Sky Carter in third. Not much between third, Sky, Kiara Wookie, or indeed Tia Gardner in fourth and fifth position here, but looking back towards the front of this race, Sarah Carter of Hatfield, the pink hat of Hatfield, still in the lead here. Quite a comfortable distance for the last 15 metres, last few strokes for Sarah as she now comes into the final 5 metres here. Fastest time this morning, 2:21.83. Matilda Ransom in second, 2:23.49. Sky Carter gets third there, 2:25.72. Providing the official results, of course, we have to wait for, but one would not be surprised if Sarah and Matilda get into this evening's final. We'll have to wait and see if any other swimmers in that heat also make the final this evening. As we now move on to the final heat of the 200 metres individual medley, heat number 8, over to you, referee. In lane 1, we have Amara Addison of Norwich Swan. Matilda Bogle of Team Ipswich goes in lane number 2. From Norwich Swan, we have Katie Andrews in lane 3. Natalie Sanford of St Felix goes in lane 4. Neve James of Bishop Stortford in 5. Charlotte White of West Suffolk in 6. Lane number 7 is Ruby Greenhalgh of the City of Norwich. And one can only assume that her sister Grace is in lane number 8. Strong start here from Natalie Sanford in lane number 1, in lane number 4 in fact. She's had a very good championships thus far, having many finals yesterday evening. But in second position it looks like we have Neve James of Bishop Stortford, who is posing a threat to Natalie in lane number 5. Look at that, 0.04. That seems to be the continuation of this evening, the difference between them, 0.04. Charlotte White in third position, Matilda Bogle in third. But managing to create some distance, at least a little bit more than there was on the last term. Natalie Sanford of St. Felix School is still in front. This breaststroke length really propelling her forward, really ensuring that actually she will be touching first with 50 metres to go. Neve James in second, Charlotte White coming up into a closer third than previously. Matilda Bogle still in contention for third position here, but Natalie Sanford looking a little bit tired here as she comes into the turn. But with only 25 metres to go, she'll be looking for a spot in this evening's final. 2:21 is the time to beat, there or thereabouts. Her personal best is a 2:17. And she's going to be taking the touch there. Gliding in there, 2:22.85. Matilda Bogle gets second there, 2:23.46.9. And Charlotte White third, 2:23.71. We had faster swims in the previous heats, so we will have to see who makes the time, well, the final this evening. And of course, that result will be confirmed via Sports Systems. The confirmation of the official result for heat number 8 was on your screens at that very moment of time as we move on to the 50 metres backstroke. We now move on to event 502, the men's open 50 metres backstroke. This will be swum over 11 heats. Heat 1, referee. Could we please start to have the first few heats for event 503, the women's 50 metres freestyle? If the first few heats can start to make their way up to the marshalling area, that would be greatly appreciated. We now move on to heat number 2, referee. Timon Chapman over in lane number 1, taking first there with 29.37. Moving on to Heat 3, referee. I am delighted to confirm the finalists for this evening's final of the women's 200 metres individual medley. Our finalists are Sarah Kowalska of Hatfield, Natalie Sanford of St Felix School, Ruby Wheeler of Basildon and Phoenix, Matilda Ransom of the City of Cambridge, Matilda Bogle of Team Ipswich, Charlotte White of West Suffolk, Neve James of Bishop Stortford and Ellie O'Keefe of the City of Cambridge. Our first reserve for that event will be Sky Carter of Basildon and Phoenix, and our second reserve for that will be Megan Pye of the City of Norwich. If you wish to withdraw from that final, you have until 9:40 to make yourselves known to the control room. Moving on to heat number 4, referee. Could I please remind all swimmers and coaches to ensure that when they are using the stairs to get down to poolside, that they do indeed have footwear on their feet, known as. It's starting to get a little bit slippy as it was yesterday morning. We don't want any slips, trips or falls. So please make sure that you wear footwear when you go down onto poolside, or in fact come up from poolside. Thank you. Moving on then to heat number 5, referee. Moving on to heat 6, referee. James Atwell of Harpenden there taking first position in heat number 6. The confirmation of those results are on your screens now. Heat 7, referee. A strong swim and a strong turn from William Allard of St. Felix School in lane number 5 as he comes in touching first there, 28.08. Joseph Kenny in second and Matthew Martin in third. Heat 8, over to you, referee. Kieran Burkett in lane number 2 of the City of St Albans. Definitely one to watch. He had a fantastic 100-metre backstroke swim yesterday. And looks like he is coming up, but Ashley Coombs in lane number 4. He turns first at the halfway stage. Kieran Burkett up first, but Ashley Coombs still in the lead here, creating a little bit of distance between him and the next person as they come into the final 5 metres here. Who's going to get the touch? Ashley Coombs in first, Kieran Burkett in second, and Tobias Oglesby in third. We now move on to heat number 9, referee. We're on the final 3 heats, so all of these boys are going to have aspirations to make the final this evening. Benjamin Green certainly making a good start on that. His personal best in this race is a 26.3. Can he make that this morning? We shall soon see, but he is powering ahead. Final few strokes for him. 25.9 to a personal best for Benjamin Green. Charles White in second. Alexander Catton in third. Heat 10, referee. Callum Wollaston in lane number 2 there, having a little bit of a slow start, but he's had a fantastic weekend thus far. Undoubtedly, he's going to have a very, very busy schedule as well. But at the turn, it is Nathan Wells, who also has had a very good weekend. Marion Villard of St. Felix School in lane number 5. Nathan Wells just pushing in front of Marion de Villard in lane number 5 there. But at the touch, who's it going to be? It is going to be Nathan Wells there. 26.36. Marion de Villard in second and Fabian Brundinsky in third. There were faster times in the previous heat. We will have to, of course, await the official results, which will all depend on how fast the swimmers go in heat number 11. As we move on to heat number 11, over to you, referee. Fast start there from Matthew Wright in lane number 4 of Team Luton. He has the fastest qualifying time in this event thus far. But it looks like at the turn it is Jack Skerry, who has had a very good weekend as well in lane number 5, who's up first. Matthew Wright in second. Looks like Matthew Tipman of the City of Cambridge in third, but cruising into first position there. 25.55 Jack Skerry, securing him a place in tonight's final. Matthew Wright, 26.69 there. Matthew Titman in third. And of course, official confirmation of those results on your screens now, and we will confirm in due course your finalists for the men's 50 metres backstroke this evening. We now move on to event 503, the Women's Open 50 metres freestyle. This will be swum over 22 heats. Heat number 1, referee. We move on to heat number 2, referee. We move on to Heat 3, referee. Moving on then to heat number 4. Over to you, referee. Could I please have a coach from Bishop Stortford and a coach from Linslade make their way to the technical desk? That's a coach from Bishop Stortford and from Linslade to make their way to the technical desk immediately, please. Thank you. Moving on to heat number 5, referee. Could I please have a coach from Bishop Stortford and from Linslade to make their way to the announcer's desk immediately? That's a coach from Bishop Stortford and from Linslade to make their way to the announcer's desk immediately, please. We move on to heat number 6, referee. We now move on to heat 7, referee. Heat number 8, referee. I am delighted to confirm the finalists for this evening's final of the men's 50 metres backstroke. Jack Skerry of Newhall, Benjamin Green of Watford, Nathan Wells of West Norfolk, Marion de Villard of St Felix School, Charles White of West Suffolk, Matthew Wright of Team Luton, Fabian Bruninsky of the City of Peterborough, and Jack Hill of Linslade. The first reserve will be Zach Campbell-Moran of West Norfolk, and the second reserve will be Ben Blowers of the City of Norwich. If you wish to withdraw from that final, that is the 50 metres backstroke, you must make yourself known to the technical office by 9:55. Moving on to Heat 9, referee. Moving on to Heat 10, over to you, referee. Moving on to Heat number 11, referee. Heat 12 of 22, over to you, referee. Moving on to Heat 13, referee. Heat 14, referee. Heat 15, referee. Heat 16, referee. We now move on to heat number 17, referee. Heat 18, referee. Georgia Holgate there of the City of Cambridge in lane number 4, comfortably in the front here. That turn really helped solidify that, and she's going to be touching 27.18. Lexi Mann in second, and Emily Howson in third. Heat 19, referee. A good underwater phase there for Sarah O'Brien in lane number 6. At the turn though, It looks like she's managing to remain in front here. First up on the other side of the pool, Sophie O'Keefe and Summer Kennedy. Looking like they're actually starting to take the lead. It's going to be very tight between Sophie O'Keefe and Summer Kennedy. Who's going to get the touch? Nowhere near. It's Charlotte Williams on the other side of the pool, 27.39. We get into the 20s, heat number 20. Over to you, referee. May Bradburn certainly has been one to watch throughout the course of this championships, and she is turning first there in the final 3 heats here. Look at that. But over on the other side, Jessica Shaw of the City of Peterborough looks like she's posing a threat to this, but May Bradburn has it in the bag there, 26.36, possibly earning her a spot in this evening's final. We shall have to wait and see. Moving on to heat 21, referee. Good start there from Jessica Woodward, putting her into first position here, but Abigail Green of Watford in lane number 8, posing a threat to that first position, but Jessica Woodward at the turn, she is still in the lead here, closely followed by Sky Carter and Sophie Taylor in lane number 6. No, indeed, that's Megan Pye in lane number 7, I beg your pardon. But Jessica Woodward, she touches first, 26.28, Sky Carter in second, and Megan Pye in third. We now move on to the final heat of the women's 50 metres freestyle, heat 22. Over to you, referee. A good start there from Jana Spinner in lane number 5 of Hatfield. That start really has put her in the lead there. Not by an awful lot though. Sasha Thomas of the City of Norwich in lane number 4. Closely following her, as is Grace Waller of Basildon and Phoenix here. But it looks like Jana Spinner is still in front here. Grace Waller moving up into second. Sasha Thomas in third. But at the touch, Jana Spinner in first. Grace Waller second. Sasha Thomas in third. And of course, we await the confirmation of that result for heat 22, which is on your screens now, and of course the confirmation of your finalists for the 50 metres freestyle this evening. But that concludes session 5A. The warm-up for session number 5B will be beginning at 10 o'clock, so in 8 minutes time. So swimmers who are in the warm-up 5, the first warm-up for session 5B, maybe start to make your way down to the pool side. But ladies and gentlemen who are joining us on the live stream, we will be resuming at 10:45. So I look forward to welcoming you back to Inspire Luton Sports Village at 10:45, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to session 5 of the Swim England East Region 2021 Short Course Championships, live from Inspire Luton Sports Village. We've had a fantastic morning of swimming in the pool, some really good times being posted and some finalists whom have been announced, so we'll be waiting and looking forward to those finals with an ecstatic enthusiasm. But anyway, we have this morning, as we resume, we have the men's 200 metres breaststroke to begin with, 200 metres breaststroke for the women after that, the men's 100 metres butterfly, then the women's 100 metres butterfly, the men's 100 metres individual medley, and we round this session off this morning. It's probably going to be afternoon by that time, but with the women's 400 metres freestyle. And of course, we have a crack team of fantastic officials out on the poolside, all volunteers who donate their time so generously, and they are led today by Stuart Murray, who's our referee. Joan Wheeler joins him on the poolside, Keith Belton and Jane O'Brien as well. And our starter for today's session is Mark Pickering. And of course, you can keep up to date with all of our live results via the Sports Systems app. Check heats, of course, and indeed the finals later on via that app as well. And of course, you can relive all of the action via the Swim England East Region YouTube channel. And if you are watching at home, you're obviously watching the live stream, which is always a fantastic way to watch our amazing swimmers as we prepare to move on to the men's 200 meters breaststroke. We now move on to the men's open 200 meters breaststroke. This will be swum over 5 heats. Heat 1, referee. In lane number 1, we have Joseph Burns of Witham Dolphins. Thomas Deaton of Newmarket goes in 2. Luca Glontrich of Putteridge in 3. In lane number 4, Finley Paul of Leiston. Lane 5, Lewis Andrews of Norwich Swan. Lane 6, Jake Moore of Potters Bar. And in lane number 7, Patch Robinson of Team Ipswich. Only 5 heats of this 200 metres breaststroke, so shouldn't be too long to get through. And of course, all of these boys are going to be aiming for personal bests and indeed possibly a spot in this evening's final, of where there will be silverware up for grabs, as well as a chance to swim the 200 metres breaststroke again, which I'm sure all of these swimmers will absolutely relish at the opportunity to do that. Final 50 metres then, Finley in the lead in lane number 4, Lewis Andrews not too far behind in lane 5, and Patch Robinson and Jake Moore in 3rd and 4th position here. Very, very close between Patch Robinson in lane number 7, who seems to be coming out on the inside lane, on the outside lane in fact. He's going to be turning first, almost simultaneously with Finley in lane number 4. He seems to have paced this race quite well, and if he wins, it will be a fantastic feat of pacing here, but it does look like Finley is starting to come back strong as they come into the final 5 metres here. It is going to be very tight, but it looks like, oh goodness me, Patch Robinson of Team Ipswich there taking the touch. 2 minutes 39.14. Lewis Andrews 0.06 behind him, 2:39.2, and Finley in 3rd there with a 2:41.31. Moving on to heat number 2, over to you, referee. In lane 1 from Watford, Arian Crunsey. Lane 2, Antonio Gorlami of Colchester. Ben Buckley of the City of Norwich goes in 3. Louis James of Norwich Swan in 4. George Prince in lane number 5 of Hatfield. Lane number 7 is Benjamin Taggart of Watford. And in lane 8 is Adam Hazelwood of Putteridge.
That's flipping good, oh my god. He's gonna get a really good time, oh my god. Oh. That's so good, oh my god. No, he's good.
We now move on to Heat 3. Over to you, referee. In lane 1 from Putteridge, Ollie O'Connor. In lane 2, Joseph Caldwell of Watford. Tyler Toombs of Chelmsford goes in 3. William Loveman of the City of St Albans in 4. Harrison Jarvis of Thurrock in 5. Samuel Rennie of Braintree goes in 6. Joshua Zachary of the City of Peterborough in 7. And in 8 is Richard Vanstone of Chelmsford. Tyler Toombs there at the first 50 metre. He's taken the lead. William Loveman not too far behind there. Harrison Jarvis not too far behind him at all. But these three swimmers in the middle really starting to progress, breaking away from the rest of the pack. But it must be said that Joseph Caldwell of Watford isn't letting them get away too far. But out on the turn then, William Loveman comes up first. He's starting to make some headroom between Harrison Jarvis and Tyler Toombs in 5 and 3. And it must be said, Joseph Caldwell in 4. William Loveman there, 1:08.99. Harrison Jarvis just under a second behind him. Tyler Toombs still in 3rd. Joseph Caldwell a second behind him there. But William Loveman really starting to push through now, really starting to increase that gap between these two individuals, Tyler and Harrison in 3 and 5. But look at William's stroke here. He's really starting to glide through the water, trying to conserve as much energy as possible, whilst also attempting to secure a place in this evening's final. He's on the turn there, 1:46.19. I don't think there's 2 seconds between him and Harrison Jarvis. That's going to be unlikely to have been caught up over the course of this 50 here. But the pace of William Loveman really starting to increase here. A little bit more of white water coming off of his body, particularly his arms and indeed his feet. But at the turn there, good underwater phase from William Loveman as he comes on to his final few strokes. Final 15 metres for him. His personal best is a 2:19.8. Just going to be a little bit shy off that, but no doubt there'll be a chance for him to swim that in the final. 2:24.29 for William Lovren. Harrison Jarvis there touching second, 2:26.52. And Joseph Caldwell in third, 2:29.51. We now move on to heat number 4. Over to you, referee. In lane number 1, we have George Lovelock of Hitchin. Daniel Hollis goes in 2 for the City of St Albans. Dominic McCarthy in 3 for Hoddesdon. Freddie Laws of West Norfolk in 4. Lane 5 is Thomas Sarah of the City of Cambridge. Josh Martin of the City of Peterborough in 6. Luke Payne of Hatfield in 7. And Lucas Hartley, also of Hatfield, in lane number 8. But at the turn there, Dominic McCarthy is in the lead. Freddie Laws not too far behind. Thomas Sarah in 3rd. Daniel Hollis as well. Certainly shouldn't be discounted from this, but these 3 swimmers, Freddie, Dominic and Thomas, starting to make a little bit of a break for it, starting to detach themselves from the rest of the cohort here in heat number 4 of the 200 metres breaststroke. Freddie Laws in lane number 4, starting to come onto the counter-offensive here for Dominic McCarthy. It's going to be very tight at the 100 metre split there, but Dominic McCarthy still in front, only just, it must be said. Thomas Sarah still in 3rd. That gap between him and Daniel Hollis has grown. We come to the final 75. The final 75 here. The underwater phase is a little bit closer here. That underwater phase has done Freddie Laws fantastic things in this heat number 4, and he has managed to take the lead. Final 50 metres here. Can Freddie Laws hold off the threat from Dominic McCarthy? They're nearly 0.8 at the turn, the differential there, but Freddie Laws really starting to speed up here in the water, starting to enact more of a sprint-based stroke as he comes to the final 25. Dominic McCarthy now maybe even dropping down to 3rd as Thomas Sarah starts to catch him up here, but Freddie Laws is out and away as he comes to the final 5 metres here, looking as usual to secure a spot in tonight's final. 2:17.87, the fastest time we've had this morning. Dominic McCarthy just manages to hold on to second there, 2:21.89, and Thomas Sarah there taking 3rd, 2:23.03. We now move on to the final heat of the 200 metres breaststroke, heat number 5. Over to you, referee. The final heat of the men's 200 metres breaststroke. In lane of 1, we have Christopher Howe of the City of Cambridge. Darrell Rands of Colchester goes into his teammate Mark Milburn, who it must be said has had a fantastic championships thus far, in lane 3. Olivier Vedren of the City of Norwich in 4. Lewis Shaler of Watford in 5, Matthias Morse of Hemel Hempstead in lane number 6. Lane 7 is Edward Ormsby of the City of Cambridge, and David Badcock of Bishop Stortford goes in 8. But looking into the pool at the moment, Olivier Verdren of the City of Norwich. Now, he is an incredibly strong breaststroker. He had a fantastic swim yesterday in the 100 metres breaststroke, and I do believe the 200 metres individual medley final last night. He's touching first at the 100 metre stage. Lewis Shayler of Watford in second. Mark Milburn of Colchester in third. But still leading the way here is Olivier Verdren. And look at that stroke. It's absolutely wonderful. It's just the right stroke that you want for a 200 metre. It's nice, quite relaxed, it looks like it, and also conserving as much energy as possible whilst also maintaining a fantastic glide, getting as much catch as he can from the water, as well as a powerful leg kick there. Olivier Verdren still in front. The gap between him and Lewis Shayler has grown to nearly 3 seconds there. Mark Milburn still in third position. Darrell Rand's not really a threat to Mark Milburn for third position here, but Olivier Verdren, who's led the way from the start, turning onto his final 25 metres, turning for home here. He's almost certainly, of course, providing the result is official, going to be in this evening's final, looking for some silverware. But he's going to be touching there, I believe, the fastest time we've had this morning, 2:17.18. 3 seconds, 4 seconds behind him is Lewis Shayler, 2:21.21. And Mark Milburn then, a good swim from him, 2:26.24. And of course, we await confirmation of the official result in due course. Event 505, the Women's Open 200 metres breaststroke. This will be spun over 11 heats. Heat 1, referee. We have had reports of missing AirPod Pros, last seen in the region of the marshalling area. If you do find those AirPod Pros, if you can either hand them into the announcer's desk or the technical office down on poolside, that would be greatly appreciated for those missing AirPod Pros. But moving on then to heat number 1 of 11 of the women's 200 metres breaststroke. In lane number 2, we have from the City of Cambridge, Alina Turchin. Lane 3 is Sadie Rowe of Colchester. Emily Cairncross of Hitchin in 3. Rose Head of Braintree in lane number 5. Ava Wilson of New Hall in 6. And in lane number 7, Olivia Scarell of West Norfolk. Rosie Hen there coming in first with a time of 2 minutes 59.15, scooting under the 3-minute barrier, as does Ava Wilson in lane number 2 there. So congratulations to those ladies, and of course all of our other competitors. We now move on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee. I am delighted to announce your finalists for the men's open 200 metres breaststroke final later on this evening. Your finalists are Olivier Abadren of the City of Norwich, Freddie Laws of West Norfolk, Lewis Shaler of Watford, Dominic McCarthy of Hoddesdon, Thomas Sarah of the City of Cambridge, William Loveman of the City of St Albans, Mark Milburn of Colchester, and Harrison Jarvis of Thurrock. The first reserve for that event will be Darryl Rands of Colchester, and the second reserve will be Joseph Caldwell of Watford. If you wish to withdraw from that final, you must withdraw and inform the technical office of that withdrawal by 11:30. But heat number 2 of the women's 200 metres breaststroke. In lane 1 we have Annie McLeod of Puttridge. Miriam Mukdad of Bishop Stortford goes into. Lane 3, Sydney Smith of the City of Cambridge. Ruby Chapman of Norwich Swan in lane 4. Kyra Aru of Harlow Penguins goes in lane 5. Alice Longman in lane number 6 for Bishop Stortford. Isabel Cameron of the City of Peterborough in lane 7. And in lane number 8, Mabel Gigg of the City of Norwich. A really fantastic swim here from Isabel Cameron of the City of Peterborough, well in front of the rest of the competitors in heat number 2. Her personal best of 2:59.27. Absolutely smashed that by at least 10 seconds there, so congratulations to Isabel. I'm sure she'll be absolutely chuffed with that swim as official results appear on your screen. Moving on to heat 3, referee. In lane 1 from Flitwick, Eloise Miller. Lane 2, Hannah Jarrett of Norwich Swan. Olivia Manette goes in 3 for the City of Peterborough. Alice Clark of West Suffolk in lane 4. She's joined in lane number 5 by her teammate Elizabeth Wright. Marcy L.A. of Braintree goes in 6. Lane 7 is Hannah Cushion of Hatfield. And in lane number 8, Jasmine Bale of Helsted. It would certainly seem that the far lanes 7 and 8 are indeed lucky lanes in these early heats. A really good swim from Jasmine Bale of Helsted at the moment in lane number 8. She went out incredibly fast, but Olivia Minette of the city of Peterborough starting to claw back some distance between them. But at the touch, who is it going to be? It's going to be tight, but it looks like the city of Peterborough's Olivia Minette just gets there by 0.03, ladies and gentlemen, to 55.16. Jasmine Bell, a really good swim from her, 255.21. And third place goes to Alice Clark there of West Suffolk. We now move on to Heat 4, referee. In lane 1, we had Tia Irvine of Dis Otters. Lane 2, Callan Walker of Harlow Penguins. Chloe Simpson of Watford goes in 3. Laura Alexander High of Team Ipswich in 4. Case Cooper of West Norfolk goes in lane 5. And Malcolm in 6 for Thetford. Evie Jameson of Harlow Penguins in 7. And in 8, Madison Price of Putteridge.
He does.
I'm just more like a father daughter.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because Matt hates Jay. No, Matt doesn't hate Jay.
Sorry.
Moving on to Heat 5, referee. In lane number 1, we have from Berkhamsted, Tamsin Moore, and lane 2, Ella Edwards of Basildon and Phoenix. Eddie Smith of the City of Norwich goes in 3. Ella Great Batch in lane number 4 from Bishop Stortford. Georgina Stokes of Newmarket goes in 5. Molly Grieve of Colchester in 6. Scarlett Harrison Marauder of Hatfield in lane number 7. And in lane number 8, Caitlin McNichols of Devon.
Benmore just doesn't. Benmore used to kind of like bully me, but then I just bring it straight back at him. And he just stop. So I used to call him Bully or something like that. Yeah. He got so upset. He like, I would call him, he called me like, so when I first came to the club, I didn't really understand any of like the sets.
Yeah.
And then he just was like, and I used to just call him, he's somewhat cool.
He just said to you, "Please just shut up."
No, he's just like, come on, man.
Oh, he's so annoyed when he says that. He said, "My man." He's like, "Come on, my man." Like, shut up.
I can't find my basket.
Moving on to heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
They're made for flies.
In lane 1-1, we have from Harlow Penguins, Missy Earn. Lane 2, Lara Jahan of the City of Peterborough. Clementine Lovell of Team Ipswich goes in 3. Lauren Gore of Bishop Stortford in 4. Abigail Bright of Leighton Buzzard in lane number 5. Eli Zorn of Putteridge in 6. Ellen Duffield of Team Ipswich in 7. And Lily Chapman of Norwich Swan in lane number 8. We now move on to heat number 7. Over to you, referee. In lane number 1 from Hatfield, Imola Jostler. Lane 2, Lily Davis of the City of Peterborough. Lane number 3 is Charlotte Stanford of St Felix School. Grace Gutton of the City of Norwich goes in 4. Jessica Mahoney in lane 5 from the City of Peterborough. Daisy Mixer of Norwich Swan in 6. Neve Kelly of Hatfield in 7. And Isla Hamilton of Norwich Swan in lane number 8.
wrong, yeah.
Moving on to Heat 8. Over to you, referee. In lane number 1 from Thoric, Francesca Key, Megan Gray of Hatfield goes into, Lucy King of Hitchin in 3, Caitlin Richardson of Norwich Swan in lane number 4, Tess Weasley of Newmarket in lane number 5, Elijah Britton in lane 6 from St Felix, Kira Baver of Watford in 7, and Holly Hawkins of Basildon and Phoenix in 8. We now move on to heat number 9. Over to you, referee. In lane number 1, we have Ellie Rose Lyon of Norwich Swan. Isabella Porzio of Putteridge goes in 2. Georgia Maggs of the City of Cambridge in 3. Molly Lee of West Norfolk in 4. Kirsty Neal of Bishop Stortford in lane number 5. Imogen Bloomfield of the City of Cambridge in 6. Georgia Pritchard of Hatfield goes in 7. And in lane number 8, Ashley Cooper of Hitchin. Final 3 heats now, so these ladies are going to be looking towards, aspiring towards making this evening's final. Georgia Maggs in lane number 1, in lane number 3. She's touching first after the first 50. Going to have aspirations for the 200 metres breaststroke final this evening, and she's doing fantastically well through the water, as is Ellie Rose Lyon over in lane number 1 and Kirsty Neal in lane number 5. But still all to play for. 200 metres breaststroke is quite a long event. It's sometimes quite a painful event for individuals if you get the pacing wrong. So all of these girls are going to be trying to come into this race with good tactics, trying to build through the race and then have a really fast 50-metre finish at the end. But Georgia Maggs at the 100-metre mark, still in first position. Kirsty Neal in second. Molly Lee moving up to third, with Eddie Rose Lyon in lane number 1 dropping down to fourth. But Georgia Maggs is certainly going out strong here in heat number 9 of the 200 metres breaststroke. Certainly gunning for a finals position this evening as she comes to her final 5 metres before the last 50. And there she is, turning 1:55.83. Quite a comfortable lead between her and Kirsty Neal of about 2.5 seconds there. Molly Lee still in third position here, but Georgia Maggs starting to increase the stroke count here in Luton as she turns onto her final length. No doubt a sense of relief here as she comes up out of that underwater phase and sees the final touch pads, of which she hopes to touch in a personal best time here. But final few strokes for Georgia Maggs, and Georgia Maggs there, first position there, 2:37.64. Kirsty Neal gets second, 2:40.22, and Molly Lee third, 2:42.45. Will that be enough to get Georgia into the final? We shall soon see, with 2 more heats of the 200 metres breaststroke left to go. Moving on then to heat number 10. Over to you, referee. In lane 1, we have Mia Lower, Basildon and Phoenix. Matilda Ransom of the City of Cambridge goes in 2. Olivia Cooper of Basildon and Phoenix goes in lane 3. Charlotte White of West Suffolk in 4. Caitlin Hartley of Hatfield in 5. Beth Young of Team Ipswich in 6. Jessica Watson of Modernian in lane 7. And Evie Brown of Watford in lane 8. At the 75-metre stage there, it's Charlotte White, Caitlin Hartley and Beth Young in 4, 5 and 3 who are battling it out here for first position and a spot in this evening's final. But certainly Matilda Ransom on the other side of the pool in lane number 2 shouldn't be discounted from joining this trio in front. At the turn then, it is close. Caitlin Hartley just in front there. Charlotte White in second, Matilda Ransom in lane number 2. Joining that trio in third, with Beth Young in fourth here in lane number 6. But not much in it between these 4 ladies at the front at all. It is all going to be on the final 50 metres here between Charlotte White and Caitlin Hartley. They are neck and neck almost here. Matilda Ransom also getting in here, as is Beth Young of Team Ipswich, who has dropped back slightly. Olivia Cooper of Basildon and Phoenix starting to come into the fray, but turning first onto the last 50 metre, it's Caitlin Hartley of Hatfield in lane number 5. Undoubtedly, she's going to be sprinting down this final home straight here. Matilda Ransom doing her best to catch up, as is Charlotte White here, but Caitlin Hartley has paced this perfectly. She set the pace through this race, and she is ensuring that she has enough energy left on this final 25 metres to take first position in this heat. Matilda Ransom has also had a good pacing in lane number 2, as has Beth Young and Charlotte White. But touching first, 2:36.62 is Caitlin Hartley. Second is Beth Young of Team Ipswich, coming back there from fourth position. Matilda Ransom in third, with Charlotte White touching fourth. We now move on to the final heat of the women's 200 metres breaststroke, heat 11. Referee.
Take your mark.
In lane number 1, from the city of Cambridge, Macy Dexter, Gracie Parker of Basildon and Phoenix goes in 2, Sarah O'Brien of West Norfolk in 3, Molly Monk of the city of Norwich in lane number 4, Ella Norton in lane 5 for Hatfield, Chloe Butler of St Ives in lane 7, and Charlotte Tree of Colchester in lane number 8. Molly Monk of the city of Norwich leading the way here, closely followed by Sarah O'Brien and Ella Norton on both of her flanks. But still, look at that stroke. Nice glide in as we come into the halfway stage. 1:14.05. 1.5 seconds behind her, Sarah O'Brien and Ella Norton in third. Molly Monk is, of course, the fastest competitor in this race, swimming in lane number 4. She's the fastest seeded time of the whole event in the 200 metres breaststroke, not just this particular heat, but turns onto her final 50 metres here. That gap of 1.5 seconds has grown substantially. Sarah O'Brien in second, with Ella Norton in third. But really moving now, creating some distance between her, Sarah O'Brien and Ella Norton. Molly Monk is in the lead here. At least 5 metres in front, if not more. But Molly Monk looking to secure her place in tonight's final. Providing the result is official, it looks like she will be doing that, just that. 2:33.21, that's Molly Monk of the city of Norwich touching first. Second goes to Sarah O'Brien, 2:39.63, and Ella Norton secures third there, 2:40.68. And of course we await official confirmation of that result before we announce our finalists for the 200 metres breaststroke this evening. As we now move on to another men's event, event 506, the men's 100 metres butterfly. This will be swum over 8 heats, heat 1, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, we have Tobias Oglesby. Lane 2, James Atwell. Lane number 3 is Joshua Shepherd. Lane 4, Connor Houston. Lane number 5 is Ryan Wall. Isaac Frugia goes in lane 6. Sanjay Chechens in 7, and Rio Rogers in lane number 8. Moving on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane number 1, we have Jack Barnard. Lane 2, Dylan Nutt. Lane number 3, Callum Cox. Daniel Clayton goes in 4. Kai Adams in 5. Joseph Kenny in lane number 6. Lane number 7 is Zach Baldwin. And Oliver Pike goes in lane number 8. We now move on to heat number 4. Referee.
Take your mark.
Heat number 3 of the men's 100 metres butterfly. In lane 1, Robert Addis. Alfie Francis goes into Daniel Ord in 3. Callum Karani in lane number 4. Jensen Hurrell in 5. Louis James in lane number 6. Jacob Cowan goes in 7. And in lane number 8, Nikita Charlinkin.
Are you going to go get changed after? Might as well. I don't know. I'll just bring this little bag down for now, and then I'm going to bring my whole bag. Yeah, might as well. Is there finals? Is there finals?
Moving on to heat number 4. Referee.
Take your mark.
I am delighted to announce the finalists for the women's 200 metres breaststroke final later on this evening. Our finalists will be Molly Monk of the City of Norwich, Caitlin Hartley of Hatfield, Georgia Maggs of the City of Cambridge, Beth Young of Team Ipswich, Matilda Ransom of the City of Cambridge, Charlotte White of West Suffolk, Sarah O'Brien of West Norfolk, and Kirsty Neal of Bishop Stortford. Our first reserve will be Ella Norton of Hatfield, and our second reserve will be Olivia Cooper of Basildon and Phoenix. And if you do not wish to swim that final, you wish to withdraw from that final, you must inform the technical office by 12:05. That's 12:05 if you wish to withdraw from the 200 metres breaststroke final. Matthew Aldred there going the first sub 1 minute of this morning in the 100 metres butterfly, 58.12. Moving on to heat 5, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1 from Bishop Stortford, Sammy Zimrani. Lane 2, Jimmy Taylor. Lane 3, William Ellard. Lane number 4 is Jack Trahan. Lane 5, Joseph Wells. William March goes in 6. Matthias Morse in 7. And Christopher Williamson goes in lane number 5. 8. Moving on to Heat 6.
Take your mark.
In lane number 1, we have Damien Elliott, Joseph Grice in 2, Michael Ripper in 3, Hugo Bellamy in 4, Lucas Dyson Diaz in lane 5, Reese Housden in 6, Matthew Baker in 7, and Jack Pallant in lane number 8. Michael Ripper there. What a swim from him. Goodness me. Absolutely flying through this 100 meters butterfly heat number 6. And he is going to take this quite comfortably, going in a time of 55.82. Michael Ripper of the city of St. Albans, absolutely, what a great swim from him. Lucas Dyson Diaz in 2nd and Matthew Baker in 3rd. Michael Ripper, though, securing his place in the final with the official result for heat number 6 on your screens now. Moving on to heat 7, referee.
Take your mark.
Heat number 1 is Lewis Chapman. Lane 2 is, well, not here. Lane 3 is Jake Thomas Mansfield. Lane 4, James Woodward. Harry Jones goes in 5. Callum Davis in 6. Adam Martin in 7. And Samuel Rose in lane 8. Harry Jones in 1st at the moment. James Woodward not too far behind. Callum Davis in 3rd. But James Woodward looking like he's catching up with Harry Jones. Possibly taken the lead there. That underwater phase has put him in slightly ahead of Harry Jones in lane number 5, but it is going to be James Woodward who takes this heat quite comfortably at the end, 55.37, securing a place in tonight's final, with Harry Jones probably also going to be in that. And we will have to wait and see to see if anyone else manages to make the final this evening. And confirmation of those results there. We now move on to the final heat of the men's 100 meters butterfly, heat number 8, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, Thomas Page, Devesh Kapoor goes into Matthew Wright in 3, Michael Krimiselski in lane number 4, Theo Cannon in 5, Callum Wollaston in lane 6, Benjamin Green in 7, and Leo Krasky in lane number 8. All of these gentlemen go sub 1 minute here, as to be expected in these final heats. But coming up is Theo Cannon, Callum Wollaston, and Michael Krimiselski in 5, 6, and 4 there. Theo Cannon still in the lead. Michael Klimaszewski, Matthew Wright also coming into the fray in lane number 3 of Team Luton. Callum Wollaston, though, in 3rd position there at the turn. Michael Klimaszewski gaining ground upon Theo Cannon. That underwater phase has meant that he is just in front, and Michael Klimaszewski is going to come in now quite comfortably here. 55.75. Theo Cannon in 2nd, Callum Wollaston 3rd, and Matthew Wright in 4th. We shall have to wait and see who makes the final for the 100 metres butterfly, but judging by those times, it is going to be an exciting one at that. And now we move on to event 507, the women's 100 metres butterfly. This will be swum over 8 heats, heat 1 referee. In lane 1, we have Maya Shacknell. Lane 2, Victoria Daly. Lane 3, Keely White. Lane number 4 is Amy Borum. Charlotte Shaw goes in 5. Lauren Hammond in 6. Jasmine Coleman in 7. And Mubada Mukasa in lane number 8. And confirmation of those results on your screens now, as we now move on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane number 1, Emma Fields. Lane 2, Katie Jeffrey. Orla Kenny goes in 3. Sophie Dowling is not here. Lane 5, Eloise Conway. Lane 6, Vanessa Simonova. Lane 7, Leon Aman. And in lane number 8, Greta Goddard. We now move on to heat number 3. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, Sophia Pache. Lane 2, Lily Blount. Lane 3, Elise Deperall. Lane 4, Jessica Heasom. Lane number 5 is Emily Halsam. Lane 6, Florence Crowley. Lane 7, Eloise Cole. And in lane number 8, Tiger Lily Donald. And in the East region, we've got a wide array of different hats. And of course, Luton is famous for its hat industry. We move on to heat number 3, referee.
Take your mark.
I now have the results and the finalists for the men's 100 metres butterfly. Our finalists are James Woodward of Hatfield, Michael Klimaszewski of Hatfield, Michael Ripper of the City of St Albans, Harry Jones of the City of Norwich, Theo Cannon of the City of Cambridge, Callum Wollaston of the City of St Albans, Callum Davis of Bishop Stortford, and Jake Thomas Mansfield of West Suffolk. The reserve for that, first reserve is Matthew Wright of Team Luton, and second reserve is Lucas Dyson Diaz of Hatfield. If you wish to withdraw from the final of the 100 metres butterfly, you must inform the technical office by 12:20. Moving on now to heat number 5. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, Laura Chahan. Leah Whiteman goes in 2. Grace Greenhalf in 3. Kiara Taylor in 4. Lane number 5 is Mena Walmsley. Olivia Church in lane 6. And Lily McDonald in lane number 8. Moving on to heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, we have Jessica Shaw, Hannah Willis in 2, Ruby Wheeler in 3. 4 is Sasha Thomas, Amy Pemberton in lane number 5, Sky Carter goes in lane 6, Ruby Coyle in 7, and Sheraz Williams in lane number 8. We now move on to heat number 7, referee.
Take your mark.
Sarah Kowalska here in lane number 4, doing incredibly well here, flying through this 100 meters butterfly. Jessica Woodward not too far behind, nor is Olivia Newman Baroness. Sarah Kowalska in first, Olivia Newman Baroness in second, and Charlotte White in third. And we now move on to the final heat of the women's 100 meters butterfly, heat 8, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, we have Hannah Brooke, Georgia Holgate in 2, Ellie O'Keefe in 3, May Bradburn in lane number 4. Lane number 5 is Natalie Sanford. Lane 6, Matilda Ransom. Charlotte Smith goes in 7, and Natolia Thone goes in lane 8. May Bradburn is in first position, Ellie O'Keefe in third, followed by Charlotte Smith in second here. But May Bradburn securing a place in the final, that's what she wants to do. And it's looking incredibly likely as she comes down onto the home straight here. Ellie O'Keefe still in second. But May Bradburn takes first there. Ellie O'Keefe in second. Charlotte Smith in third. One would assume that May Bradburn and Ellie O'Keefe are in this evening's final with times like that. But of course, we will have to wait for confirmation of the official results. We now move on to event 508, the men's open 100 meters individual medley. This will be swum over 11 heats, heat 1, referee.
Take your mark.
Alex Harrop goes in lane 1. Antonio Guglielmi goes in 2. Josh Martin goes in lane number 3. Lane 4 is James Crossfield. Jack Barnard in lane 5. Jed Howard in 6. And Ryan Roberts in lane number 7. We now move on to Heat 2, referee.
Take your mark.
Heat 3, referee.
Take your mark.
We now move on to Heat number 4. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
You got anything interpreted around this? You got anything interpreted around this? Do you have any races interpreted?
And Billy Nib there, coming in first, 1:05.05. As we await official confirmation of the results, which appear on your screen now. Oh, that was a very close race between Billy and Oscar. 0.01 in between those swimmers. And the start list for heat number 5 on your screens now. We move on to heat number 5. Over to you, referee.
like 6B or something.
We now move on to heat number 6. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
I can now confirm the women's 100 metres butterfly finalists for this evening. May Bradburn of Basildon and Phoenix, Sarah Kowalska of Hatfield, Sasha Thomas of the City of Norwich, Ellie O'Keefe of the City of Cambridge, Natalie Sanford of St Felix School, Olivia Newman-Baronis of Putteridge, Charlotte Smith of Norwich Swan, and Charlotte White of West Suffolk. Our first reserve for that will be Georgia Holgate of the City of Cambridge, and our second reserve will be Sky Carter of Colchester. No, of Basildon and Phoenix, I do apologise for that mishap. And if you wish to withdraw from that final of the women's 100 metres butterfly, you must make yourself known to the control room by 12:35. We now move on to heat number 7. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
In lane 1, we have Tyler Toombs. Lane 2, Charlie Barrett. Lane 4, William Ellard. Lane number 5, William Handley. Lane 6 is Edward Ormsby. Lane number 7 is Nathaniel Mapley. And in lane number 8, Luca Page. We now move on to heat number 8. Over to you, referee.
Take your marks.
Callum Wollaston there, finishing absolutely fantastically, 59.11 in lane number 3. We move on to Heat 10. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
Lawrence Palmer of Puttridge here. He really is swimming fantastically, motoring in front. And of course, Luton is famed for Vauxhall motors. There is, of course, a factory there. I think it produces vans or something like that. But Lawrence Palmer speeding in front here, 58.16, the fastest time we've had this morning. Miles Turner also doing fantastically well there in lane number 5, 59.80. And Kai Adams, 59.85. Lawrence Palmer and Miles Turner almost certainly going to be going into the final with that time, but we shall have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen, for the, of course, for the official and confirmed results. Moving on to Heat 10, over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
Benjamin Green there, what a great swim from him, 58.42. Nathan Wells in second and Olivier Verdren in third. And we now move on to the final heat, heat number 11. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, James Spears. Lane 2, George Whiteman. Ben Blurs goes in 3. James Woodward. Now we're expecting some fast swimming from him in lane number 4. Charles White in 5. Michael Ripper in lane number 6. Joe Cooper in 7. And William Ludman in lane number 8. Look at that. Very, very close here between James Woodward, Charles White and Michael Ripper. At the turn then, James Woodward in first. Michael Ripper in second. Ben Blurs in third. On the breaststroke here, is James Woodward going to be able to hold off Michael Ripper and Charles White? It also seems like Ben Blowers in lane number 3 is coming into the fray here. But turning first is James Woodward, Charles White in second, Michael Ripper in third. On the freestyle length here, who's going to be able to take the touch here? It's a spot in the final which they're fighting for here. And it is going to be James Woodward who takes the touch there, 58.20. Michael Ripper of the City of St Albans taking second, 58.84. And joint second, I must say, I do apologise for that. Ben Blurs of the City of Norwich there, almost guaranteeing their place in the final this evening. But of course, we do have to wait for the final result. We wouldn't want to preempt anything at all. And we move on to the final event of this morning's session. Event 509, the Women's Open 400 metres freestyle. This will be swum over 3 heats. Heat 1, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, we have Evangeline Pierce from Basildon and Phoenix, Molly Redgrave of Colchester in 2, Catherine Thompson of St Ives in lane 3, Charlotte Tree of Colchester in 4, Indy Scott of the City of Cambridge in 5, Charlotte Williams of Hatfield in 7, and Abigail Wickens of Flitwick in lane number 8. And I have your finalists for the men's 100 metres individual medley. Your finalists for this evening will be Lawrence Parr of Potteridge, James Woodward of Hatfield, Benjamin Green of Watford, Nathan Wells of West Norfolk, Ben Blowers of the City of Norwich, Michael Ripper of the City of St Albans, Charles White of West Suffolk, and Callum Wollaston of the City of St Albans. The first reserve for that will be Olivier Vedren of the City of Norwich, and the second reserve will be Miles Turner of West Suffolk. And of course, if you wish to withdraw from that, you must withdraw by 12:50. Make yourself known to the technical office. Strong finish there from Charlotte Williams in lane number 7, 4:38.38. Charlotte Tree touches second, and Indy Scott touches in third. Great swim there from Abigail Wickens of Flitwick, getting a personal best there with 6:30.89. So congratulations to all of those swimmers in the first heat of the 400 metres freestyle. And we now move on to heat number 2. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
In lane 1, we have Antonia Jubb of Hatfield. Gracie Comerty of Basildon and Phoenix goes in 2. Lane number 3, Yoshi Edgerton of the City of Cambridge. Lucy Young of Hibernian goes in 4. Kate Cotter of Chelmsford in 5. Her teammate Alexia Mann joins her in lane 6. Summer Kennedy of the City of Norwich in 7. And Gabriella Gomez-Pavon of Potters Bar in lane number 8. So nearing the halfway stage here on this 400 metres freestyle, and it looks like a very good swim from Summer Kennedy of the City of Norwich in lane number 7. She really is moving and creating quite a good separation between her and Kate Cotter in lane number 5 from Chelmsford. Can she keep this pace up though? 2:11.02, that's her split on a 200 metre. Nearly 4 seconds behind her. Kate Cotter, Gracie Comity in 3rd, Yoshi Eshen in 4th there. But still leading the way is Summer Kennedy of the City of Norwich.
Time final.
So we move on now to event 509, the women's 400 metres freestyle timed final. In lane number 1 from Basildon and Phoenix is Erin Wilkinson. In lane 2 from Team Ipswich, Charlotte Norman. In lane number 3 from the City of Norwich, Jessica Jane Applegate. Lane 4 from the City of Peterborough, Harriet Salisbury. In lane number 5 from Basildon and Phoenix, Ruby Wheeler. In lane number 6 from Basildon and Phoenix, Tia Gardner. In lane 7 from St Felix School, it's Madeline Latimer Hicks. And in lane number 8 from Flitwick, Francesca Baber. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the timed final of the women's 400 metres freestyle. Over to you, referee.
Take your mark.
Leading the way then at the 100-metre stage is Madeline Latimer-Hicks of St. Felix School. She has had a very busy schedule so far, but coming up on her left-hand side is Jessica Jane Applegate in 3, Harriet Salisbury in 4, Ruby Wheeler and Tia Gardner in 5 and 6 here. 400 metres is all about making sure that you're getting into a comfortable pace. It's all about building through, working through the 400, and then at that last 100 metre, you exert as much energy as you have in reserve as possible. But Madeline Latimer-Hicks seems to be keeping up with a good pace at the moment. Harriet Salisbury is a threat at the moment. She's starting to break out of this trio in the middle 3 lanes. Ruby Wheeler and Jessica Jane Applegate not too far behind, with Erin Wilkinson on the other far side of the pool also doing very well here. But at the 200 metre mark, Harriet Salisbury of the City of Peterborough manages to take charge of this race. Madeline Latimer-Hicks in second, with Ruby Wheeler into third. Jessica Jane Applegate of the City of Norwich not too far behind at all. But Harriet Salisbury really starting to look quite comfortable here. Starting to find that perfect stroke rate, starting to find that good pace. And of course, her coach will be recording all of the time, recording the splits for later analysis after the race has been completed. But Harriet Salisbury in first, Ruby Wheeler driving up into second, with Madeline Latimer-Hicks into third there. Only about a second or two between Ruby and Harriet. And on paper, it is only about a second between these two ladies here. But you can see the stroke rate of all of these swimmers starting to pick up now, starting to go from a sort of a more distance-based pace, more distance-paced stroke rate, to one of which is focused on fast swimming and sprinting here. Harriet Salisbury, the cheers from the sideline of the City of Peterborough coach cheering them on. But Harriet Salisbury starting to move here, starting to create a little bit of distance between her and Ruby Wheeler as she turns onto her final 75 metres here. Ruby Wheeler still in second. But Harriet Salisbury, she's led the way since the halfway stage here. She's paced this race fantastically well. And at the final, she turns onto her final 50 metres here. 3:50.72. 4 seconds between her and Ruby Wheeler. That is a substantial margin there. Madeline Latimer-Hicks still in third position. But Harriet Salisbury now turning on to her final 25 metres. No doubt she's going to be relieved here. But it is almost in the bag for Harriet Salisbury to win the short course championships 400 metres freestyle title for the women. Her personal best is a 4:20.88. She's going to go just shy of that with a 4:24.26, but still is going to be taking home the trophy. Ruby Wheeler in second, 4:27.47, and Madeline Latimer-Hicks in lane number 7 takes third, 4:31.73. As that concludes the 400 metres freestyle and indeed session number 5 of the Swim England East Region Short Course Championships. The next warm-up for session number 6 will begin at 1:25. So we look forward to welcoming you back there, and we will be streaming very shortly after that. But it leaves me with the great pleasure to thank you for watching the live stream. Thank you for being here in person, swimmers and coaches, and I look forward to welcoming you back for session number 6, where hopefully we will see some even faster swimming before the final session this evening.